What's up? It's Carter85, and I'm back. I'm back. Okay, don't worry, I'm back, and I'm here with another video today. Might be a longer one, might not be too long. But I'm gonna go into every movie, every film I've ever given a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. It just means I think it's a perfect movie. A lot of people think that there's no such thing as a perfect movie. I disagree because I just think that's not a fun way to live life, and I think it's possible to make like a close to perfect movie. I mean, nothing's perfect, but like, come on, give it a 5 out of 5. Like, I once knew somebody that refused to give any movie on their account a 5 out of 5 because nothing's perfect. Like, what a boring ass way to live your life. So yeah, these are my 5 out of 5 movies. These are movies that I think are stunning, influential. I think films are the number one way to feel empathy and like to understand people. So, you know, I'll kind of get into more of those later, but yeah, I'm just gonna get into it now. It goes from most popular to least popular on Letterboxd. So we're going to start with most popular, and we'll work our way down, I guess, because there's no way to sort it any other way. I would have done alphabetical, but I can only sort it from highest to lowest, and then no other additional, like, filters, you know what I mean? So, my first 5 out of 5 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, I feel like this is such a basic one. Everybody loves this movie. I mean, most people, they should love this movie because it is perfect. It's an amazing movie. My favorite Spider-Man movie by far, my favorite superhero movie probably. It's just, it ticks all the boxes. It really got me into animation. I was super big into animation, and this was such a key part of that for a while. I still love animation, not as thoroughly as I used to necessarily, but I still think it's great. And this is just like one of the best animated films ever. But I'm pretty sure we have another amazing animated film next, is Spirited Away. This one is even better. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like compare them, but also sorry if you hear kind of gurgling sounds in the background. My dog is in here with me and his stomach is going fucking insane. I don't know what's going on with him. He might have to bolt out the room to go outside and vomit. I really hope he's feeling better, but I gave him all the love. Don't worry about him. But yeah, Spirited Away, one of the most magical movies ever, and just like such a fantastic experience to have, especially like with family or something. It's just so whimsical and beautiful. And there is another Studio Ghibli movie that I think also ticks these boxes and is incredible, and we will get to that pretty soon, I'm sure. But yeah, those two are just like a 1-2 punch for me of just like incredible animated movies that stand the test of time. I mean, these are 24 years old. It's incredible just how much like emotion and like love that you can still feel in like every frame of this movie. It's so good. So also, this is going to be very rambly because in a lot of these movies I probably haven't seen in a long time. And some of them might be like one sentence. I might just want to talk about it for like one sentence and be like, yeah, it's great. Grand Budapest Hotel. Again, like, this is Wes Anderson, I think, at like near his peak. Like, this is one of his peak movies. Just absolute style, but never really over substance. I still think there's a lot to dig into thematically in this movie. Ray Fiennes in this is great. I love the acting in it. Just the whole thing is just incredible over the whole thing. Next we got The Shining. I need to add a like to this one because The Shining is absolutely incredible. It is one of the just scariest horror movies. I genuinely do get scared by this movie. I think Jack Nicholson's performance is like haunting, and I'm not normally a fan of like longer movies, but this just like whizzes by, and it's so fun and terrifying and makes such good use of the space it's occupying, and it's written so well, and it's perfect to me. I've seen it twice. I love it so much. Inglourious Basterds, this one was kind of just like an easy 5 out of 5. I honestly might not love it as much as if I went back. Just like, I've watched a lot more Tarantino since I've rated this, and I don't know. I do think it is incredible, and I love how it blows up in the end. yeah, I don't have a ton to say about Inglourious Basterds, though. I think it's great, though, and I had a fun time. Oh, Fantastic Mr. Fox. As you can see, I've vlogged this 5 times. I'm surprised it's not more. But yeah, this movie is Wes Anderson at his peak. This is him at his peak. I think him with animation go hand in hand, and I think that the humor in this one is incredible, and it is so moving and just so beautiful. And again, there's just love in like every single frame and care in every single frame. It feels like a Wes Anderson movie, but with even more effort put in somehow, because everything had to be so meticulously crafted for this. But it also just works as just such a flowy, like, masterpiece of just joke after joke and storyline that is amazing. I don't know. It's a great movie. Hereditary. We're getting into horror movies. Ah! I think Hereditary, this is unpopular. But this is my favorite Ari Aster movie still to this day. I don't know if that's unpopular. That's not really unpopular. But yeah, this is just a whirlwind of it's just one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. I mean, people say like, oh, it's not that scary. Like, I didn't even get that scared by it. And I just like disagree. I just think it is absolutely terrifying. And it's one of the best like trauma horror movies I've seen. Trauma horror movies are so old. I'm so tired of them. But this one, like, really, for one, it's one of the first ones. It was one of the first, not one of the first trauma horror movies, but it's kind of one of the first, like, trauma modern horror, like, elevated horror kind of movies, which I hate that term. Oh my gosh, she's going insane. I hate that term. I really do hate that term, but I think that this kind of checks it, I guess. I don't know. But it's a really good dissection of trauma, and Toni Collette gives one of the best performances I've ever seen of all time in this movie, and it's just a terrifying, amazing ride that I just love watching. I mean, I've seen it 3 times. I'm surprised it's not more again. Little Miss Sunshine. This is one of my favorite feel-good movies ever. I think it is so whimsical again. It's so funny, and all of the actors have such good chemistry and they just like work together so well. I think like the family dynamic is so integral to this movie working, and they just like absolutely sell it. And it's just like one of the most fun movies to watch. But when it gets serious and it hits, it really hits, and it is one of the most like heartbreaking movie at times, but it's just also so funny and so fun at times. One of my favorite moments is the grandpa coming in to see dinner, and he's like, it's always the fucking chicken. Why is it always fucking goddamn chicken on the fucking counter? And it's like, whoa, chill, bro, chill. Anyways, I just love this movie. I love watching it when I'm feeling a little sad, even though I've only seen it twice. That's kind of crazy. Next, we got Coraline. This is one of my most watched movies, okay? I do like stop motion, in case you can't tell, and I just think this is one of the most admirable, amazing, fun movies ever that really, this got me into horror. Like, this truly is one of the movies that got me into horror, like, made me really start wanting to watch more of it. And I just think the story on this one is so unique and scary and iconic. Like, it already knew that it was iconic whenever this was made, I feel like. And it's just so beautifully shot, and, you know, I love the voice acting all around, and it's just such a comfort movie at this point. Like, I couldn't give it anything but a 5. It's just absolutely incredible. It's often, like, in my favorites. I haven't changed my favorites in a while, but this one is one that has been in that rotation for a long time. We have Nope. Nope. This is, sue me, the best Jordan Peele movie. Even though they're all incredible. I'm not trying to say anything about Jordan Peele movies. They're all incredible, but this one is so incredible and mixes so many genres and is so fun. I keep saying fun for all of these. I love a fun movie, in case you can't tell. But it's so, like, adventurous. It is terrifying at times. It is funny. It is just an amazing ride. And the sound design is incredible. The alien in it is scary. If you haven't seen it, sorry. And, you know, the themes of it, of, like, just how, like, literally there's so many things that you can take it as. But, like, just the ideas of spectacle and, you know, thinking that you own something because something happened to you and luck and all this. It's just a masterpiece. It's one of the best movies I've seen in the past, like, 5 years. And I can't wait to see what Jordy Peele is doing next. Love him. Love him to death. Aftersun. I've only been able to watch this once because it's so heartbreaking. It's really just a great, melancholic kind of character study. And then these final 10 minutes just, like, hit. And, you know, it is just such an incredible movie. And, you know, I don't really want to spoil it, but it's a very vibey movie. One that you need to be in the right headspace to watch. But I love this movie. And one of the best movies of the past 5 years once again. Goodfellas, classic. Martin Scorsese gangster movie. What do you want me to give it? Not a 5? Not a 5? Not a freaking 5? What the fuck am I supposed to give this shit? Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max Fury Road is incredible, okay? I don't care what anybody says. This is a perfect movie. Just action after action after incredible climax after climax. I was climaxing in my seat from the amount of fucking climaxes that are in this movie. It is so fun. I keep saying that bullshit. It's so fun. It is well acted. The direction on it is insane. The camera work is, like, some of the most, like, insane stuff I've seen in a blockbuster ever. Like, I just love the scope of this movie. I love the acting in it. I've said that already. I love the basic setup and kind of punchline of the story, but it just, like, works so freaking well. I just love this movie, guys. This is incredible, and I could watch it any day of the week. You could put this on the TV, and I would be sat. Okay? Guns and cars. Okay? It's awesome. Scream. We got Scream. Ah! We got Scream. Sorry, buddy. This is one of my favorite horror movies. I think it's one of the smartest ones, one of the funniest ones, one of the most well thought out movies. Just using these horror tropes and kind of, you know, working with them differently. And I do think it's the best Scream movie. I mean, obviously, it kind of obviously is. But I love all the sequels, and I love what this movie spawned. And it's another comfort movie. I love it. I think it's great. My Neighbor Totoro. This is the other Studio Ghibli movie that I was talking about. 1-2 punch! Absolutely incredible. One of the most whimsical, capital WHIMSICAL. Everybody spell that right? Incredible time. Just, like, puts you in the eyes of a child and makes you just, like, appreciate life and nature and your family just so much more. And it's just such a poignant little movie that I just love, and it's just so cozy to me. And I've written a really thought out review about this one, so you can go check that out on my Letterboxd. I forgot to say at the beginning, but I'll edit it in. Oldboy. I haven't seen this one in a while, but I do know it's a masterpiece, and the twist at the ending is worth watching the entire thing for. I mean, it's one of the most shocking and insane twists I've ever seen in a movie, and I think that it is a big W for Korean cinema. I mean, I love Korean cinema, but this is one of the best things that I've seen come out of there, and I've seen a mile amount. We'll see. Uncut Gems. I've seen this twice. First time I wasn't as crazy about it. This time I saw it in IMAX. Absolutely stunning, absolutely incredible, and I can't get enough of it. I just think it is the most intense and well shot and well acted. Adam Sandler in this movie is at his peak. At his absolute peak. He's incredible in this movie. And the Safdie brothers just, like... Is it Safdie? It is Safdie, right? Yeah, it's the Safdie brothers. Safdie brothers kill it in this one, and this isn't their only perfect movie in my opinion, so we'll see. Mulholland Drive, what do you want me to say? I don't fully even understand it. I just know it's perfect. I loved it when I watched it. Thought it was mind-blowing and melting. And I was really in a good headspace to watch this movie when I watched it, and it floored me. It absolutely floored me, and I loved it so much. Schindler's List, I can't really give this any, I would genuinely feel, sorry! I would genuinely feel really bad if I gave this anything but a 5. Yeah, let me just not give the Holocaust a 5 out of 5. Well, okay, no. That's, not what I meant. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. I trust that you know what I meant. Psycho, this is one of the first movies that I've ever loved. It was one of the first posters I had on my wall. It was one of my first Halloween costumes that I remember, like, actually picking out and caring about was I was Norman Bates for Halloween one year. This one is really near and dear to my heart. I've seen it a bunch of times. I don't know how many times. Are they not logged on here? This is stupid, because I've literally seen this movie, like, I must have forgot to log them. But anyway, incredible movie, and is probably my favorite Alfred Hitchcock. I don't know. It is incredible. It's incredible. Next, we got Perfect Blue. I love animated horror movies. This is one of the best ones. One of my favorite animes. Absolutely terrifying. Incredible story. Mind-melting. The animation is some of the best animation I've seen ever. New Pixar could never make something this good, or this sleek, or this refined, or this awesome. And I just can't get it. I mean, Perfect Blue. It's literally in the fucking name. Perfect. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know? We got The Thing. I mean, I watched this in my bed one time, like, and I still gave it a 5 out of 5. Like, I literally watched it in my bed, half asleep, and I was like, this is fucking incredible. The part where he does the ER thing, and you know what happens? I've never been more shocked in my life. Like, I literally wake up in sweat thinking about that scene, and I love it. I love it. The score on this thing, I remember the score so vividly. It's one of the best horror scores, just scores, I've heard ever. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I can't get enough. I can't get enough of The Thing. And I need to watch more John Carpenter, because if this is just, I mean, this is tip of the iceberg, I feel like. I mean, I gotta figure out what this guy was up to. And still is, apparently. I think he's still doing a lot of stuff, so. Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body, it took me a few watches to really love it. But once it really clicked for me, once all the pieces were really connecting and all of the themes were really making and all the people that went into making it really made sense, it was just, it all came together and it clicked, and it is just a perfect 2000s girl boss horror movie that is so much more thoughtful than people give it credit for, and is so good and so well directed and so fun and so smart, and Megan Fox is incredible and sexy and amazing, and so is Amanda Seyfried. I don't know why they try to make us think that she's ugly in this movie. Fuck off. She's fucking beautiful still. If that's the beauty standard, then we're all fucked, okay? Anyways, Jennifer's Body is incredible. You need to revisit it if you haven't in a while. It's perfect. It's amazing. Oh, God. We got Grave of the Fireflies. This is one of the sadder movies I've ever seen. You know, another just incredible, I think it's Studio Ghibli, that is so much more character driven than a lot of so much more talking and communicating, which there is a lot of that in Studio Ghibli, but, you know, a lot of it is in this, and it is so heartbreaking and such a good look at, like, war and the effects it has. It's, like, one of the best war movies I've ever seen. And it doesn't even show a ton of like war things happening. It's just absolutely incredible. And it really shows, like, I think it doesn't focus on the war like a lot of movies do, where it sensationalizes like war. That's why I don't like war movies that much. But this one doesn't even show war. It just shows the effects that war have, and it's so scary and heartbreaking and well done, and I love it. Kiki's Delivery Service, amazing, fun, cute movie. Kiki is absolutely iconic, and I just love this movie. It's a great time. Paris, Texas. I saw this for the first time at a local theater, the only local theater near me, and it absolutely broke my heart. I sat in the theater for like 10 minutes after with my friend, and we just were like crying. You know, it's just perfect. I mean, yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, I'm going to say, a top 5, maybe top 3 horror movies for me. It is perfect. This is a perfect movie. I mean, it is one of the smartest movies I've ever fucking seen. It works as a fucking metaphor for so many fucking things. Vietnam War, family, you can read it as transgender. It has transgender themes, the meat industry, the working class, and like how that has been affected by like technology. It literally comes full circle and is like so relevant today because it talks about technology taking jobs from people. And it's literally like, oh my gosh, this literally works as fucking AI metaphor. This movie's so smart. Everybody in the movie fucking sells it, and they're so fucking good. And it is scary when it needs to be scary. It is funny as hell. It is campy as hell. But there's so much, it is like, you can tell that there is so much thought put behind it. Like, it seems trashy. Like, it's kind of classified as a trashy movie. But, like, it is so thoughtful, and it is so, like, there's good lighting on all the shots, and, like, the scares are, like, well done and well executed, and the sound design is super grating and scary, and, like, the shot of the eyeball is, like, if a feat on its own. It's so incredible, and, I love the resolution and how it ends, and it is so good. It is so good. It is so good. Like, this is one of the movies off of this list where if you haven't seen this shit, like, I need you to go see this. And you really have to buy into it. I've shown it to some people that did not buy into it and they didn't like it, but you really have to give this movie the credit it deserves, and like you gotta really get into this movie, I feel like, to really like it. But it'll hit for you, I feel like, if you let it. We got May December next. This is my favorite movie of 22. Absolutely insane character study on just these two people, and it's an amazing, it's just so good. Todd Phillips is such a mastermind. Like, I don't understand how he makes movies this good, but, you know, the camera work, of course, is incredible. But the performances in this movie are some of the greatest performances I've seen ever. Charles Melton in specific, and Natalie Portman, but Julianne Moore specifically is like, oh my god, you're evil, and I love watching you. It is, I don't know how to express my words on how much I love this. It's making me want to go watch it again, just like thinking about it, because it's so incredible. I can't wait to watch it again, actually. Okay, this is the other Safdie Brothers movie that I was talking about. We got Good Time. This is my favorite Safdie Brothers movie. Let me take a drink before I talk about it. If you think Uncut Gems is stressful, I dare you to watch Good Time, because I believe it's even more stressful and the stakes feel even more high because they're more relatable. Not necessarily relatable, but feel more like real. And Robert Pattinson, I love him doing this role. I love that he did this at the point of his career that he was at, and I think he gives one of the greatest performances. I say that a lot, but like, we're looking at my 5 out of 5s. Like, of course I'm going to say that a bunch. He gives one of the greatest performances I've seen him give. Like, this and The Lighthouse are some of his like best, in my opinion, and I can't believe this movie is real. It's just like a neon-soaked fever dream of just like the score on this one is one that I listen to on the regular. Like, it was like my most listened to album for like a month one time, because it is just so good. It's very synthy and it pops very nicely, and the lighting on this one just totally matches that, and it's just so incredible. I just can't get it. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. It's a Wonderful Life. Watch this every year on Christmas. It's not only my favorite Christmas movie. It's just one of my favorite movies. I think it's such a beautiful portrait on life, and this is good to watch anytime. I feel like if you are really feeling down about life, just watch this. I mean, it makes you feel like there's purpose in life. And it's just beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love this movie so much. Singing in the Rain. I'm singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I might be again. Classic. It's a classic movie. Of course, it's a 5 out of 5. It's perfect. It's Technicolor. It's fun. It's great. Possession. I might have to blur that. Nah, who cares? I'm not gonna blur it. This is a great one. This is, I actually watched this 2 times in one day because I had it rented, and I was like, I need to rewatch this to understand it more and to, like, get more into it. And yeah, it's so good. It is so good. It is terrifying when it needs to be. The acting in it is incredible. There's a subway scene in specific that hits so hard and is so scary and so good. And the themes of, like, family trauma and, like, you know, passed down trauma. And I don't remember it exactly. It's been a minute. But it's just perfect. And I just love it so much. I love it so much. I'm thinking of ending things. Guys, do I really need to talk about this movie more? I have a whole hour-long video about this freaking movie. Okay, go watch that video if you want to hear me talk about this movie more. But you know, it is one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 5 movies of all time. I mean, it's incredible. But I just can't. I'm burnt out. Okay, Do the Right Thing. Spike Lee absolutely killed it on this one. If you know anything about Spike Lee movies, you know that this is a very vibey movie. A lot of characters, a lot of getting to know people, a lot of commentary, a lot of racial commentary. And the ending on this is one of the best and most shocking and most real and hard-hitting endings I've ever seen. It's one of the best endings of all time. And I absolutely love this movie. I love this movie so much. Rango. This one's unpopular, but really love it. I love how mature it is. I love how funny it is. I love Johnny Depp as Rango. I think he's really funny. And I just love the idea of this whole movie. I think it's really well executed. I just think it's a great time. A great Western. And yeah, love it. It is like one of my favorite just like Westerns. It's a great Western. Napoleon Dynamite. I've seen them live. Like I've gone to the Napoleon Dynamite Q&A. I also have a video of that you could watch if you wanted. I've been to a Napoleon Dynamite Q&A. Like, I've seen this movie countless times when I was a kid. Like, I've probably seen this movie 20 times. It's perfect. It's a perfect comedy. It's hilarious. It's one of the funniest movies ever. And I think the acting in it is incredible. I heard they might be doing a remake. I'm not a fan of that. But, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed and they'll just let something good live. I love this movie. It's incredible. So, yeah. We have Titane. This is Julia Ducournau. Her most recent picture, besides what's coming next, is Alpha, which I'm nervous for. It has mixed reviews. But Titane is shocking and incredible. It is a French movie, a French horror movie, body horror movie, that is so sweet. Like, it's so sweet, but it genuinely is so sweet, and it has a tonal shift halfway through that is so nice and poignant, and I love the way this is executed, and I love the ending, and it's so inspiring to me that this movie is real, and this is, like, what movies can be, you know? And I haven't seen a movie that's impressed me this much in a while, so. Climax. This is Gaspar Noé. at his peak, in my opinion. At his almost peak. We'll get into another peak. But this is just a vibey, very vibey, druggy, psychedelic dance movie that is horrifying. Horrifying. Has some of the most horrifying moments ever. Because of how real they are. And, you know, the dance sequence at the beginning I have watched so many times because it's one of the best dance sequences I've ever seen in a movie. It is just so inspiring and incredible, and it just makes me feel like emotions just by watching these people like dance. And it feels so modern and fun, and it's like, this is what dance can be, and dance is so fun. And I love how much this movie really does love dance. It's not punishing these dancers or anything. It's great. It's a great time. Not a great time, actually. It's not a great time. But next we have The Sound of Music. This is a great time. Sound of Music is a classic music. It's incredible. I don't know what else to say. Sound of Music, great. House, again, what more? Like, I literally cannot talk about this movie more. I have a whole, 45-minute video that I made a little bit ago. I have clips in there. You know, it's a good video. I think I'm proud. I'm really proud of that video. So go watch that video, okay? After this, I guess. But yeah, this movie is my favorite movie of all time. It is my favorite movie. I also have a very extensive essay on this app about this movie that I am very proud of as well. So go read that if you just want to read something and you want to read my thoughts really quick, my extended thoughts. But yeah, this is one of the most beautiful and not terrifying. It's not that terrifying, but it's incredible, guys. It makes me want it's the movie that made me want to make movies. So Life Aquatic with Steve Zozo or whatever. I haven't seen this one in a while. I kind of just gave it a 5 because it looks incredible and it's funny. I don't really remember it that well. Wes Anderson is great, though. And I love this movie. I remember loving it. Inside with Bo Burnham. Do you see that poster right there? That's Inside with Bo Burnham. We're actually getting some foreshadowing here. But anyways, actually this might not be from most popular to least popular then. Whatever. Inside, I watch this every year on my birthday. It's kind of a tradition for me. I think it's hilarious and such a good quarantine kind of time capsule and so heartbreaking at times. And has some of the best songs I've ever heard. All Eyes on Me and That Funny Feeling are some of the best songs ever. It's incredible. And I love Bo Burnham. I think Bo Burnham is a gem and I think he's great. So leave him alone. I was in Boston recently. Not Boston, or near Boston. And I went to this store. We went into this store and they were playing Kyoto by Phoebe Bridgers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this song. Day Off in Kyoto. And I was singing the song. And the cashier was like, oh, do you like Phoebe Bridgers? You like this song? And I was like, yeah, I love them. Or I love Phoebe Bridgers. And she was like, well, Phoebe Bridgers and Bo Burnham came in yesterday and said hi. What? What are you talking about? They just came in and I wasn't here? And I was in that area the day before. I could have been there. And I about scraped my face off with my fingernails. If I didn't bite my fingernails, it would have come clean off. Because I want to meet them so bad. They are literally two of my favorite people. I have her album on my CD rotation. And I watch his movie every year. I need to meet them! And apparently they're really a couple, and that's so sweet. That's so sweet. So yeah, Inside by Bo Burnham is a masterpiece, and it is inspo for a lot of me. And I think it's inspiring that he just made this by himself, and he was so committed to something, and I think it's great. I think it's great. Videodrome. David Cronenberg is insane, a great commentary on technology, and I love it, and gore, and all that shit. Very gory, very incredible, and explosive, and fun, and I just... What? What do you want me to say about Videodrome? I keep saying that about all of these movies, but you're literally here to hear me say things about movies, so... Next, I have Dogtooth. This is I'm not going to recommend this one, but I think it's incredible. And it's been a minute since I've seen it, but I just love, I think Yorgos Lanthimos is great. I love his weirdo style, and this is him, like, peak weirdo. He's so freaky in this movie, and I hate it and I love it. And I remember it being very thematically, like, very weird and rich and awesome. So, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I grew up watching this movie. I think it does hold a place in my heart. I do have a little bit of bias, but I really do think it's a great, like, picture of the South. I live in the South, if you didn't know that. I think it's a great kind of celebration of the South, like, in its good parts, and, you know, not a good, and it talks about how it's not a good place, at the same time, and it's beautiful, and I think the acting is great. It's very funny. It's very funny. Very, very funny. Very funny. And, well, I don't think you should be touching my fiancé. That's a quote from the movie. Over the Garden Wall. This isn't a movie. Don't know why it's on Letterboxd, but it's on here, so I've logged it every time I've watched the show. One of my favorite shows. Technically, I mean, I guess if you watched it in one sitting, it would be the length of a movie, so I'm not hating on it for being here. It's incredible, though. The animation is beautiful, and Cartoon Network has never felt more intentional and amazing. So, besides Gumball, Enter the Void, this is Gaspar Noé again at his most. This is probably him at his most stylized. Just the central idea of it being a POV movie is so stylized, and I really did not go into this movie expecting to love it, but it really worked for me, and it really hit. I think the themes of trauma, and mostly trauma and death and drug addiction and all of that are just so, like, surprisingly poignant, and they really cut through all of the, like, stylistic stuff that's happening, which is also just such a treat to watch. I think this is perfect, and I think it's a great... I think it's very important take on, like, death and suffering, that loss. I don't know. Mandy. We got another one right here. Mandy. Mandy, again, is just Technicolor. Not Technicolor, but it's just neon soaked, and it is absolutely beautiful. Not Yorgos Lanthimos. Panos Cosmatos is, again, one of my favorite working directors. He hasn't worked in a while. This was his most recent movie. No. He had a short film in the Guillermo del Toro Cabinet of Curiosities, which was incredible, and it had Eric Andre in it. And it's similar vibes to this, but this is hard to explain why I love it so much. It just feels like it was made for me. I'm just kidding. But Nicolas Cage is incredible, and so is, I'm forgetting her name, and I feel terrible for it. But she's incredible too, because she's also in Possessor, which I love. Yeah, this is just absolutely stunning, and it's like I think it's like why films were made. Like, movies like this are just like, this is why movies were made. For the Wilderpeople, this is again one of the first movies I remember really loving, like really, really loving. It's so funny, and it just means a lot to me. It holds a dear place in my heart. I think it's incredible. I watched it recently, and I don't know if it was necessarily a 5 out of 5. I feel bad, but I'm keeping it at 5 out of 5 for that sentimental value. I think sentimental value is important on this. I don't let it overtake everything, but I think that this is close to perfection, so I didn't mind bumping up the rating, Night of the Living Dead, and we got all of them back to back to back to back. Night of the Living Dead, right there. The best zombie movie, in my opinion, and the most classic, technically, I guess. Truly amazing, very poignant, actually. Talks about race and family and togetherness and importance, and I love this movie. It's very dear to me. It's one of the first horror movies I really loved again. One of the first ones that really got me into that, and I do think it's pretty scary, and the ending is very heartbreaking and amazing, and I think this is free to watch, so there's no reason you shouldn't have watched this. The 400 Blows. Haven't watched this in a minute. Love it, though. Cléo from 5 to 7. This is incredible. Agnes Varda really has just an eye for nature and the city setting, and all these different themes are just beautiful. There's kittens in this movie. They're incredible. I just really can't recommend this one enough. My Life as Zucchini. I like stop motion, if you didn't know. This one's amazing. It's very short, very to the point, and I really think it's very meaningful and very impactful, and I love it. A History of Violence. This is David Cronenberg. Not at his most violent, actually. This is not a very violent movie, but it's very important, and I love it! I love it. I love it so much, guys. I can't get over it. Like, I really did not... Again, this is one I was not expecting to love as much as I fucking did. But, like, holy shit, this is so good, and I don't even want to tell you anything about it. I just want you to go into it. Close Up. Whoa. Whoa. Close Up is a documentary film hybrid. I know that sounds intimidating, but it's incredible. And it is literally why film is so important, okay? This is, like, crucial to understanding, like, my thought process behind film is Close Up, and I think it encapsulates it amazingly, and it is so beautiful, and, oh, I love it. And it's not even that long, so watch it. City Lights. This is a Charlie Chaplin movie from the 30s, okay, guys? Great time. Great time. Makes great use of its camera work, and is just, like, so well acted, and they don't make movies like this anymore, except for Hundreds of Beavers, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, it's just such a good time capsule of early 30s, like, life, and not life necessarily, but, like, what people were watching, and, like, how people were getting through the day, you know? So, Petite Maman. This is a very quaint little movie that is a little bit of a time travel movie, a little bit of a sci-fi movie. And it is absolutely incredible. Guys, it is so good. Like, I can't even... It really hits me. Like, I remember I did cry to this movie when I saw it in theaters. And it's just such a cute movie that feels very homey and is very... Homey? Oh, terrible Marge impression. But, I don't know. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Nowhere, we finally are getting to some Greg Araki. Guys, I have a whole video ranking Greg Araki movies, that is pretty good. I like it, and this is up there. Nowhere is an incredible look at LA life. It's so stylized and fun to watch, and it's so hectic and stylized, again, with a capital S, and I love all the acting in it. It's so over the top, and all the themes of sexuality and love and understanding, and oh, guys, I can't get over it. Like, this is really, like, what my film taste is. Like, Greg Araki and House. Like, you gotta watch these. Greg Araki is incredible, and there's more of him. There's a lot more of him on this list, so don't worry. But I love this movie so much. There's nowhere you could put me, and I wouldn't watch this movie. Alright, next up is We're All Going to the World's Fair. I have a poster of that, too, in my room. This one is a great study on just, like, working through the technological age. You know how that is. And I really relate to this movie a lot, and it means a lot to me, and I've seen it a ton of times. And I'm glad I get to live in a world where this movie exists with me, because it helps me feel seen. And I think that's a lot of the power of movies. It's beautiful. Where's the Friend's House? Been a while since I've seen this one. Again, absolutely beautiful, though. I remember the cinematography. This shot on the poster alone is incredible, and, it's great. Tetsuo the Iron Man. This is a short watch. This is brain rot. This is insane work. This is camera work that's insane. Body horror that is excruciating. It is an incredible watch if you're into that sort of, like, insane Japanese, like, style that, is iconic. A Charlie Brown Christmas! What do you want? It's so cute and fun, and I love it, and it's Christmas time is here. The Doom Generation. This is nowhere but more story, maybe a little bit less style, but just as much in a different way. Insanely well acted, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is absolutely incredible. I have a good review on this one, I think, in my opinion. I like the review. And yeah, this movie is one of my favorites by Greg. It is my favorite Greg Araki movie and one of my favorites of all time. So, First Cow is incredible. It's one of the first films I ever saw by this filmmaker. I'm struggling to remember her name because she's one of my favorite filmmakers. So it's kind of absurd that I can't remember this, but it's very quiet, very thoughtful movie. And it's just so soft and incredible. Rocco's coming in. Hey, buddy. And I love it. Nightmare on Elm Street 3. My favorite Nightmare on Elm Street. This one's incredible. It's talking about trauma in a fun way that is original, and it's very fun, and it takes a good twist with the Dream Warriors, and it has a character come back from the original, and it's just so great. It's just so fucking great. This is Eric Romner's, A Summer's Tale. It's beautiful. It's kind of like a Challengers-esque story of like a love triangle. And it's very thoughtful and very good and very beautiful. And, somebody recommended it to me and I watched it, so. This is Le Bonheur. This is another one by Agnes Varda. This is like a parody movie almost, like a satire of suburban and familial life, and it's very funny and very poignant and very hard-hitting, and it's not worried about logic, it's worried about colors and the themes of itself, and it's absolutely gorgeous and I love it. Bob's Burgers movie, this one, it's definitely me being a little bit biased, because Bob's Burgers is like one of my favorite shows, but I think the movie's incredible, and it just is a great introductory thing for people that haven't even seen the show. And it's great, yeah. The Muppet Movie, I just had a video ranking the Muppets. And I said in the video that this is my favorite Muppet movie. I think it's hilarious, and the puppetry is incredible, and I just love it. And there's my favorite right there. It's in the middle. Rolf. Love him. Serial Mom. I have a poster of that right over here. This is my favorite John Waters movie. There's more John Waters on here, don't worry. But this is my favorite satire of suburban life. I think Kathleen Turner gives one of the best performances ever. I think it's hilarious. I think it's incredible. I feel like I'm kind of breezing past these, but I hope that's okay? I'm just trying to show you what I love. And it's incredibly funny. It has one of the best. Oh, my hair. It has one of the best sequences I've ever seen in a movie involving Annie, the movie, and a turkey leg. And it is one of my favorite scenes from any movie. And I just think, it's great. We have Society. This is a horror movie from the 80s that's very campy. And it is most widely known for its ending. It has one of the most absurd endings, but I actually love everything leading up to it just as much. I think it's very campy in a great way. It knows it's campy, and it's weird in all the best ways, but it also is very it's hard hitting and it's really good and I like it. And the ending, the ending is fucking insane. I can't even describe it. It's insane. Female Trouble, another John Waters movie. This one is duking it out for Serial Mom. This is him, way before he got the budget and stuff that he had. But it is so raunchy and incredible and divine. Rest his soul. R.I.P. Divine. Is absolutely incredible in this. And, really sells it and is just, one of the gems of just America, and this plot is insane and it's just so trashy in just the best way. There's a lot of really thoughtful essays on this movie that I can't even come close to describing. So The Swimmer. This is a classic one. This is about rich people in class, and it's about a guy that just he makes it his goal to swim across town, across all the neighborhoods. And he says, I'm going to be able to do it in all these people's backyards. So he just breaks into people's backyards and he meets a bunch of different people. It's kind of like a story about that, but it all comes crashing down in a way that's really interesting and cool to watch. This is a short film, but this is possibly in Michigan. You might know this from that one. This had that TikTok audio that's like, oh no, 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 no. Silly to dry it. But it exploded, and they were both found dead. She must have been out of her head. That's what this is from. I've watched this a few times. It took me a few times to really wrap my head around it, but so scary, so good. Great. I just love how weird this is, and it definitely is like a tone setter for a lot of like more modern, like weird horror movies, and I love it. Wendy and Lucy. Let's see if in the poster it can show... Okay, wait. I'm so sorry. If it can show me... Kelly Reichardt. I'm so sorry. This is the person that directed First Cow. This is who I couldn't remember. Kelly Reichardt has some of the greatest movies of all time. Some of the most, like, poignant and thoughtful and quiet movies ever that are very, drawn out, and you need patience to really enjoy them. But when they hit... they're just so moving and incredible. And this one in specific is really heartbreaking and made me cry. Like a little bitch. But it's incredible. This is one of the only documentaries on here. This is Faces Places. This is another Agnes Varda movie about her and this muralist just finding beauty in everything and finding beauty in the world. And it really is another movie that just makes me look at the world differently and makes me look at the world with more whimsy and more like love and care. And I think it's a great piece for Agnes Varda. I really love her. And she means a lot to me. This is my favorite movie from 2023 and one of the only movies I've given a 5-star in the past 5 years. This is a 3-hour epic about the day in the life of this worker. And this is I don't remember where it's from. It's somewhere European. And it's just incredible. I could just watch this woman drive a car for like 3 hours and it would be incredible. But the acting in it is incredible. There's black and white. There's colors that mean a lot. And it's very well thought out and really important to watch, I think. I absolutely adore this movie. Yeah. Next is Targets. This is a great one involving a shooting, so trigger warning, but really hits the marks. And there's a line near the end that's like, this is what I was afraid of, and it really just ties the whole movie together thematically and, in real life too, in the story as well. But this is just like one of the best movies ever. And Boris Karloff is in it. He was Frankenstein and he kills it in this movie. And it's kind of about like older and younger generations clashing and how people dealt with that. And this is still relevant today, even though it was made in the 60s. I still think it's very relevant. So She Dies Tomorrow. If you can't tell, I really like neon movies, very wavy movies. Like, that's the only word I can really use to describe this, is wavy. But I think that this is one of the most, like, poignant and incredible, like, looks at death and, like, existentialism and, like, being scared of just dying, and especially when it was made, like, 2020, which it wasn't even made with those types of themes in mind, I'm pretty sure. But it really fits into place there, and it is incredible. Just visually, it's such a treat, and the acting in it is, like, so moving. Yeah, it's my dream to try and make a movie like this. This one has pretty mixed reviews. I don't really understand it, though. I think it's incredible. So, yeah. Working Girls. This is a movie about sex workers in the 80s that is very plain and shows the work very normally, and does not blame these women at all. Is not like looking down on them for being sex workers, which I think is great, and also very rare for the time. I think it's very important that this was made by a woman that knew like what she was, a previous sex worker, I'm pretty sure. And so she knows like how important how carefully we need to treat this like subject. And she treats it incredibly, and there's such a bond that these women have in this industry that is so beautiful in the movie, and this one just really hit me, and I absolutely love it. It's a great look at the world. Speaking of the world, Boy and the World. This is an incredible animated movie, silent animated movie that is so colorful and is whimsical. Again, I love whimsically animated movies. Yeah, it's incredible. Save the Green Planet. This is a good one to watch if you're excited for that new Bergonia movie that Yorgos Lanthimos is coming out with, because that is actually a remake of this movie. But this movie is about these two conspiracy theorists that kidnap a CEO and because they think he's an alien. And that's like the basis of the story, and it is so good, and it is such a good like little commentary, but also just a little fun ride that is very tense and very funny and very good. So I love it. And I just love it. The Story of a 3-Day Pass. This is incredible that this came out in the 60s and is, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's kind of, it's very much about like racial, what is the word? Disparities, and how it's about a black man that falls in love with a white woman in the 60s, and how important this relationship is for him, but how like woefully she kind of thinks about it. And it's a great translation into, you know, how people were treated. And I'm not really the best person to talk to about it, but it really is very moving, and I just love it. And it's very well directed, and I think it's just a great film. I think it's a great film to watch. The last movie on our list is Retrograde. This is a movie I watched at a film festival like 3 years ago, and it's incredible. It is about the retrograde of this woman who gets a parking ticket, and she tries to fight it in court, and she just spirals from there. And it's so funny and cringy and like visceral, but I love it. I think it's very funny. I've rewatched it since then. It's on Canopy now, I think. Yeah, I would recommend watching this one. It's a short watch. It's really funny. It's good. And yeah, that is all of my 5 out of 5 movies that I have given. That is all the movies I have given a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Yeah. I guess that I hope you liked some of my takes. I hope you didn't. So you can comment down below about what you didn't like. And yeah, I appreciate you for watching this. Go follow. I'll put my Letterboxd in the description if you like want to follow that at all. And that's gonna be it for me today. Kurtturd85 out.